Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to OnlyFans Marketing. Host William Owens. This is my course. I'm trying to teach you guys how to market your OnlyFans by using other social media platforms. My recommended. It's going to be a lot of videos. I created a whole presentation, like I said, and I'm going to take you guys through the presentation slowly but surely. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to ask you guys some questions. I want you guys to comment below and get active with it. I'm all about anonymity. So for real, follow my social medias and send me DMs. And that's how I get, most of my clients or most of my people contact with me, because I understand that you don't want to have this out in the public. But, for those that do, feel free to be in the comment section and let me know if I'm missing anything, any tips and tricks that you've realized that I can also add or speak about in my next video. Okay, but first, let me get this going. Alright, let me change screens for you guys. Alright, boom. Let me slide my face out the way. I guess as much as I possibly can. Boom. I'm just going to be down there in the corner for now. But alright, these are my links. They'll also be down in the description below. Just make sure that you follow each one of them to the C, because I know I couldn't claim all the names directly because of course different platforms have different lengths and how long you can make your name. So as you see, pay attention to exactly what they're called. They will be down in the description below. Plus, if you create an OnlyFans account, you can follow mine, because there will be additional tips and tricks that I will not give you guys here inside of my OnlyFans account. So I would definitely recommend going and subscribing for that. There's a paywall, I know, but if you want to learn without paying for the full course and just paying for additional things, you can do it through the OnlyFans. My referral link is down at the bottom. Feel free to, if you're going, if you want to become a creator, which I think most of the people that's watching this course, if you want to become a creator, you follow the link, okay? And put it into your browser, and you'd have to sign up using that browser. I think I detail that later in the course. Just so you know, there was a update that came out on OnlyFans today of their terms and service and how things are implemented. I just got done reading that, so that's why I changed the way that works. Referral program technically still works the same, but okay. Now, let's go back. Let's get started. Like I said, I'm William Owens, marketing consultant. I work for such companies. Now I have as you see, this bar is blocking it. I have the companies that I've worked for. Let me put my face back up here. I have the companies that I've worked for, though I don't, and I would say if you're going to make this content or make certain content public as well, you have to watch what you do when it comes to this. I'll let you know in my private lessons, but having it here, especially as their brand and their logo is being connected with other brands, companies don't sit too fine with it. And some of the companies I've worked for in the sexual industry, some of them that I work for aren't. So me being street, but all of them were marketing, so I decided to put all of them as well. But so for now, we're gonna skip it. Okay, like I said, follow all my links. Alright, like for this video, we're gonna be going over the first couple slides or the first meanings of it. I think it's good to walk you through the course in a way that properly explains what you're going to be getting yourself into. So, welcome. Before we get started, let's talk comfort and subject matter. Now, like I said, I teach the sexual part of OnlyFans. So if you are not fine with that, and that's not the part of OnlyFans that you're trying to tap into, then you could, you can leave now before anything gets started, and not subscribe to the channel, because that's our focus, and not just sexual, but more X rated. It's not going to be fully pushed or shown in my videos, but it is going to be talked about in a way. So you could take a minute to read this while I talk to you, but it's pretty much just saying, like, as a creator, if you are going to make that type of content, you need to be sure before you start. Because the thing about this is, if you start and your accounts sit and they're not being used or they're not being pushed out, you're dismissing yourself from the algorithm. The algorithm responds great to getting started and rapid growth as long as you're posting things. So I definitely wouldn't recommend making any of the accounts or anything that's required if you're not fine with this. The first thing you must ask yourself is, what level of nudity are you willing to put out into the world? You are competing with well-known adult stars, and yes, be aware that once these things are out on the internet, that it will potentially be available worldwide. I teach ways to protect your identity and content, but you still have to keep this in mind. Most of my clients are making six figures a year, but they are also trading their anonymity, almost messed that up, for it. The amount of money you make directly corresponds with what you are willing to show. That's very important. That's why we teach the XXX rated. Unless you're already some type of popular YouTuber, which in that sense you would not need this as well. Unless you are already popular in public, this is the way that you make money. By far. This is why I want you to take the time and think about what you are getting into. I don't think you should start if you are not willing to go all the way. Get the maximum reward for your risk. I teach ways to protect yourself, but as you know, putting things out on the internet, it can get taken out. It can get taken and put somewhere else very fast. That's why I advocate for protection, which I also offer. Now, learn to market your brand. So, why are we here? We're here, learn to market your brand, gain a following, transition out of the industry, and make money. You're making money all the way through, but what my course mainly focuses on and teaches is making the money and then taking all of that money and the successful page follows, with the big branding of your page, your Instagram at 500K, taking your Twitter at a similar amount, at your TikTok, taking all those things, transitioning out of sex work and putting them somewhere else. That's what we specialize here. Now, I have to say this too. This is a course that I made that I also teach. So there's a pricing for this, and I'll let you know from the beginning, the same way I had other things blurred out. I'm going to have my top pro tips blurred out, or, I'm going to have something over them, simply because I don't believe it's fair that people pay me $300 to teach them this stuff, and I give that away for free. But what I am giving away for free, is a way that you can make money. It's not going to get you at the top percentage of OnlyFans like my other content would, or help, it slightly helps you transition out of it without the additional steps that I preview for my paying clients. But it's going to help you get started and help you make a decent amount of money. You know what I mean? Some of the clients who have bought and paid for that full course are 10,000 a month clients. So, they paid $300 for me to teach them this and to stay in contact with them about this. So I can't just give that away for free. I'm sorry. I should put this at the beginning of the video, but you guys are going to be with me. You're going to hear it a lot. Okay. So that's mainly what we teach here. Ask yourself these questions. What is your end goal? How will your content change? Do you want to do this forever? What is your career after this? Okay, I'm assuming that most of you don't want to be full-on porn stars. That being the case, you have to start thinking, before you create these accounts, you have to start thinking about these things in the beginning. What is your end goal? How will your content change? Your end goal, are you fine with being out there as a sexual content creator for the rest of your life? That's normally people that go into the porn industry. How will your content change? What are you going to evolve into? Are you going to continue to make the same content as in, straight showing nudity? Or are you want to become some type of model? You want to launch a line, which are, I can go over some ideas. I generally go over with my client ideas to which they can keep most of that same fan base and transfer out with. Do you want to do this forever? It's all the same thing, but you got to think of these things, and you got to think of these things differently because they have minute differences in them. Do you want to do this forever? You know, are you designing something to where you can leverage the followers and fans that you have overall on all your platforms? Can you leverage them and transition out of this? Or, you know, do you still have to work? Is it still a job? You know what I mean? Can you use this to support other creators? However, this is pretty much how that is. What is your career after this? Pretty much, like I said, the same thing. What are you trying to do with these accounts and how you're trying to move forward with them? Let's move on. Tools you need. I think this is probably going to be, from this one and the one after, this is probably going to be where I stop. But a good camera, lighting, tripod, and a remote. The remote is more so a little bit extra, but I do think that with the remote being said, it's one of the most unique things on this list. It's one of the most unique things simply because you want to be able to get where you're going. But I'll show you next. Let's see. All right. It's referring to what these particular products is. Lighting is king for overall picture quality. You have a soft box like this. This is called the soft box. And it pretty much takes the light. It's pretty much a huge light bulb inside. You can put a cover over to dim that slightly. But most of us use something like a ring light. I have some of these, which are very good for lighting as well. It's pretty much a big lighting panel. You have an external battery, and you can change it based off your skin color. You want to adjust it from being outwardly bright to being somewhat dim. It normally turns into like a brown hue. But these are some of the type things you need. And of course, different kind of type of tripod, because you have the stiff ones, but you also have ones like in this part of the example right here. Now these tripods, what's good about those are they have grips on them. So with these grips, you can either, if you're, and you know, and I recommend whether you have the space or you don't have the space is why you choose which type of tripod you get. Honestly, I would say buy both, but for minimal investment, I would say buy the Gorilla Grip one, because it's probably always something you can stand it on or something you can latch it on to that'll make it easier to set yourself up. The camera, like I said, you don't need a full professional camera, simply because it's going to come with a whole lot of learning and education on it. What you can use is your smartphone, because most current smartphones, let's face it, have a great camera. They're optimized for point and shoot, which is pretty much what you want to do anyway. You don't want to spend all day making content. You just want to be able to set it up, shoot the content, and get out of it real quick. Like I said, with the remote, best thing about the remote, being able to position yourself, then start filming, saves you time. So most people, when you realize that you're making constant and steady content, which is what you need to do, when you're making all that content, you're making it constantly, you're going to want to get into a position, shoot as many pictures or as much video as you possibly can doing different things, different sets and whatever on. You want to take that, and then you can either edit or break it up later, you know, but you don't want to keep having to get up to you don't want to have to get up and not use anything. You don't want to have to get up and change the camera. You don't want to have to, it's all the additional things. That's a small click remote. I actually have one of those here. See? It's one of the things like I kind of send to my clients sometimes when they need one, or just to recommend them. It's a very easy buy, very simple device. All right. Now, with all the rambling, I think I did. I want to stop here. Let's see what the next page is. Oh, you know what? I have to talk about this. All right. Last but not least is your wardrobe. Yes, I count wardrobe as equipment simply because it by all means technically is, you know, having different looks, having different styles, especially depending on all the content you're going to be shooting. you know, I say here, you may not need it in the beginning, you know, and I mean that in the sense of what you generally wear, what your regular clothes is. But sooner or later, as you make this type of content, you're going to realize you're going to buy, well, at least you should get more lingerie. You should get more, you know, feminine tight pieces. You should, you know, if you're the type of content where you're not showing anything, tight clothes, tights, things like that, you're going to get more of that stuff to accentuate your figure, because that's what you're making money off of. Yeah, recycling your wardrobe is like recycling your images. You want all your content to feel fresh every time it's viewed, and this is why you need more than just a very few pieces of things. All right, I believe this is the last one. This is where I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop on wardrobe because it makes sense. But don't worry. Yeah, I'm making another video right after this. I got some catching up to do. I was supposed to start in the 1st of December, but I didn't. But, you know, man, thank you guys. I say watch, follow. I'll go back if I possibly can to my links, which I will try and make sure are back down in the description. If you have any comments, make sure to ask them down below. I'll pretty much try to see if I can answer those questions, because they're 9 out of 10 they're in my course somewhere. But if you guys want to know them sooner, just put them down in the comment section below. I'll see if I can address it in my next video, even though it may not, you know. Don't be afraid to put it, even though it may not be in order of steps. This is a learning experience for you. I'm trying to teach you as much as I possibly can and let you guys get to know me and what it is that I teach, you know. This is my brand. This is all on me. From being a person in the marketing industry, from being a person in the porn marketing industry. It's the things that I've come to learn. I've decided to start my own business. Have had fair success, but I realized that I actually need to get in front of the camera to do more. So, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.